What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. This your boy Speaks the Beast. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe. If at any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comment section. Today, we're going to review a few clips from an interview that was done by Cam Newton. Shout out to Cam. Go check him out. I think it's Keep It Funky Fridays. Go check him out. He's doing a thing over on his channel. But in this interview, K. Michelle pleads for Black men to create more families, with Black women. And they talk about dating, relationships, marriage, and things like that. Without further ado, let's check these clips out.
Right now, can we be honest about what women are dealing with?
Yeah.
Women are making more money than men.
Mm-hmm. That's challenging.
Yes,
that
women.
challenges the
if you're
normalcy.
gonna bring me,
Some women, based on the stats, I think in 2022, said that Black men were earning about 51,000 or a little bit over that, and Black women on average were earning about 49, right? In those numbers, as you get into the higher salaries, over 100,000, the Black men create a pretty good gap, right, out in front of the Black women. But there are a lot of Black women getting to the bag. Let's keep going.
hell, and I can pay my own bills. It's not worth it. Women are going through this whole different thing of, what it is. Like, I see my parents who've been together forever. I get to witness a traditional, old school type of love. But nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls, we're witnessing this and that. And it's like the genders are doing this.
Clashing.
And it's like a hot topic and this and that. Yeah, it's cute, it's a hot topic. But it is really destroying families. When I go, okay, think about this. Being in Nashville all this time, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch or hoe in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the Black community do our men create real homes?
And she has a good point, but that's a cultural thing, right? That's Black men and women, right? The whole community gonna have to change as far as how women being addressed, how men being addressed. That's a cultural thing, right? Let's keep going.
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family, Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men, I got to tell my Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. Now, she seems to be very genuine about this. But what she's got to understand is there are a lot of Black men out there who are trying to bond with Black women. But she must remember, and I'm going to let her finish because I keep going. I just lay it all out. But what she got to understand is what she said early on in this clip. She said that a lot of Black women make more money than Black men. So what does that mean? That gives a lot of these women a sense of power, right? a sense of, I'm not going to allow this man to lead me, right? Or he's got to be damn near perfect to lead me. That's what that creates. I'm going to let her keep going because I got a lot to say on this. A lot to say.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes, they're creating babies everywhere. It's not cool.
But if you look at the numbers, more black women have kids by multiple men than the other way around. I'm going to say it again. More black women have kids by multiple men versus the men having kids by multiple women. There's only a small subset of black men who have multiple baby mamas, right? Let's keep going. The numbers are out there. Let's keep going.
And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife?
Hold on, let me. She's saying a lot. I don't want to have to say it all at once. But she's saying that she's seeing men of other races, go home to their families, create these strong bonds with their family, all that good stuff, right? The wife, the kids, all that good stuff. One thing that she has to understand is this is not a one-sided thing, right? This is a two-way street. There's a reason why a lot of black men are not bonded to the women or the woman they had kids with. There's reasons behind that. It could be some things that he needs to work on, but we got to address the elephant in the room. A lot of these women, unfortunately, become undesirable over time. And it doesn't have to be their appearance. It could be their attitude. It could be their mindset. It can be their entitlement, right? There are a lot of things there that black men have to deal with because you got to understand that society has belittled the black man, or I should say devalued the black man over time. And it has trickled down into the women, right? To where the women don't value, I'm going to say, most black men. They don't. And so when these men are bonding with these women, you guys got to take into consideration, a lot of men are starting to know their worth. They're starting to know their worth. So if they're not getting certain treatment at home from these women, they're going to bow out. They're going to peel out. And yes, kids are born and all that good stuff. And a lot of men try to stick it out. But after a while, the stress, it just becomes too much having to deal with some of the things these women go through, some of the things they complain about, the fact that they're not truly following God in many ways. They're not being submissive. They're not being cooperative. They're not taking care of themselves. There's a lot to unpack there. So she's crying and weeping about this, but believe it or not, most of these men, they want to bond with these black women and they want to have big, happy families. They want that. But again, like she said, these women are becoming they have more money, which again equates to them to power, so on and so forth. These degrees, these careers. You're not getting a traditional wife like you did in yesteryear, or you're not getting a traditional wife that men of other cultures are getting. You're not getting that a lot of times as a black man when you bond with a black woman. Let me let them keep going because I'm a cook up in here. Y'all gonna have me in here cooking.
At what point? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. So
Man.
if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be in a home and show your kids what it's like, you know? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend.
Or you can't be with someone who truly don't want to be with you. I'm gonna break that down.
Never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned down 3 rings. Because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own.
Keep in mind, turn down 3 rings, but she's fighting. She's telling these black men to step up to the plate and create these families. But her right here, sitting on this screen right now, as a black woman, have turned down three rings. Let's keep going.
Because my grandmama died before I could even meet her. What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit, and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes. So when you see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you. They want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is 2 different things. At what point are we going to stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you want a strong woman around you. And I'm sorry, like, black women have that we get copied from hair to body to everything. Black women.
Time out. Black women. Yes, in some aspects, the black culture in general is getting copied, right? Let's say that, right? In general, right? But when you talk about these sisters, more than ever nowadays, they are copying other races, right? With the hair. You know your hair don't look like that. All the lashes, as far as makeup, women of all cultures wear makeup. I can't, it is what it is, right? With the makeup. But with the hair, come on now. I know we ain't saying that we're getting copied. That's one of the biggest components when it comes to a woman's outer appearance. Her hair. right? And a lot of y'all sisters, you know your hair don't look like that. Your hair all the way down to your butt. Come on now. Y'all know y'all hair ain't growing like that. 99% of you know your hair ain't growing like that. Now, there are sisters who have a good grade of hair, and it's beautiful, and I love it, right? I'm married to a black woman myself, right? A lot of women naturally beautiful, no problem. With the hair and all that, no problem. But a lot of the sisters these days, come on now, the hair they wear, the wigs they wear. I know we ain't talking about copying nobody. Let's keep going.
Are the most unloved individuals in America, but the ones who have built.
The most mimicked.
Most mimic. Good or bad mimic, you know? But we looking to you. We looking to you. A successful black man, we are looking to you to change the narrative. And when you don't, it becomes, go on that show and tear his ass up.
Mm-hmm. I received that. And
see, check it out. Shout out to her. You know, we hear her cry, you know, and I got a few more clips I'm going to play. But come on now. Come on now. Black men have been trying to bond with sisters and build families for years. Women have chosen, over the years, the women have chosen the government, right? Whether it be, okay, if you bond with this man, you will not receive these government benefits, right? Boom. Then you got women who, maybe that's not the problem. Maybe it ain't the benefits they're worried about. They find a good man, right? But over time, that man is not good enough, because a lot of times these women have become superficial. These women are putting great guys in their friend zone, right? They're putting great guys in the friend zone and going after the 1%, right? The guy who's the 1% who probably ain't checking for her like that and probably gonna cheat on her once he get her, right? Or checking for the no good guy. He's no good, right? He's got a criminal record. He's getting street money, right? Money that can land him in jail or in prison. She's going after that guy because she wants the money to come fast, and she wants lots of it. Looking over the guy who's educated, looking over the guy who comes from a good family background, has his mother and his father growing up. She's looking over that guy and going for the street guy, right? Or looking over the guys who we call average guys or whatever, going after the big time athlete, right? Going after the celebrity, going after the rapper, going after the trapper, right? Going after the guys who got all the flashy stuff. You know, skipping over the God-fearing man who's going to lead her and, you know, going to have a bond and form a strong relationship with God and be in the church, this, that, and the third. Skipping over that guy. They go to the guy who don't believe in God, or the guy who says he believes in God, but the way his walk is nothing like it, right? A lot of these guys are being overlooked. A lot of these guys are being passed on. A lot of these guys are being called boring because they don't have a certain lifestyle, right? A lot of guys I'm describing are guys who you want to build your family with. The good guys, not the bad traits I named. But it's a lot going on. You got a lot of men bonding with women, getting into the marriage. And then, you know, she went out like she run a show. All the fact of him being the head and him following God and him leading the family, all that go out the window when she get that money. When she start making that money, when she get that career, all that go out the window. She made a good point earlier. Yeah, women are making a lot of money these days and more than some of the guys. But if you understand what that creates in the community, it's bad. It's sad that other races and groups of women can make good money, even if it's more than their husband. But guess what? Those women are still going to adhere to that man's program. Those women are still going to follow that man, right? But for some reason in the Black community, it's rare that a woman could be making good money and her still be able to follow her man, right? And look to him, you know, for headship and let him have the final say so. That's rare. A lot of the sisters, if things don't go to his attitudes, you know, they're not listening. They withhold no sex. I mean, it's all type of things that a lot of brothers say they deal with. And I work around a lot of brothers, and I have a network of a lot of brothers and friends over the years from football teams, track teams, so on and so forth. And I still communicate with these fellas, and a lot of them are saying the same things, right? A lot of the cats who are married, only a small percentage of them are in happy, healthy marriages, right? And then you got to take into consideration Black women are married at 25, 26%. That's the lowest amongst all groups of women. Do you think that's a coincidence, or you think that's for a reason? I'm here to tell you that's for a reason, right? A lot of times, sisters have been deemed the most undesirable, right? A lot of them could be beautiful, right? But it could be the attitude, the mindset, the spirituality, the lack of openness. And then for the other ones, they may be undesirable even from the looks, right? A lot of women in general are becoming more overweight as the years go on, but especially the sisters, right? They refuse to work out. They refuse to do this. They refuse to do that. They refuse to eat right, right? They don't want to mess their hair up, or they don't want to do this, or they just flat out lazy, right? Or they think since they got that vagina in between their legs, they ain't got to do nothing else to keep that man. Check this next clip out.
When I decide to set my boundaries for what I accept. Because of this accent, I've consistently watched people play with me, and I've sat there quietly and let them think that they was doing something. So one thing, I have the gift of firing.
That's a gift?
It's a gift.
Or the authority, too.
The authority, I will fire in business and fire in love. I am the runaway bride. I have been proposed to 3 times and never made it to the altar.
You don't say.
But do you
Keep that in mind. Proposed to 3 times. So it's fair to say engaged 3 times, but never made it to the altar. Engaged to 3 times, but never made it to the altar. And it's the same woman who's begging and pleading for Black men to build these strong families. Now that's one woman. Think about the hundreds and thousands of millions of other Black women out there who have men proposing to them, trying to marry them, and they're turning them down. Right? Think about the millions of other Black women out there who are getting proposed to and all of that by these men, and they're turning down because the women just saying you're not good enough. But just keep this in mind. If they made it that far within that relationship, that means that they were dealing with each other, right? So she didn't turn them down initially. So this is something that happened over time, or a thought that came to her mind saying, nah, I ain't good enough. I want somebody else. Think about the millions of women who have turned these brothers down who tried to marry them. She said 3 times for her. Let's keep going.
think that you're the difficult person?
I think I'm difficult when I decide to set my boundaries for what I accept. People's boundaries might not be as high. People don't even like this. I think more of the people around me than they may think of themselves. And I think that they are absolutely great, and I feel like they should act like that. When it comes to my business, I will say, this is not it. This is not it. No disrespect or nothing. I will walk away, just as I will do in love.
Now, who knows the real K. Michelle?
So keep that in mind. She said that she's willing to walk away with no problem. But it's the same one begging and pleading with the men to get right and start these families. Let's go to the next clip.
They say the best game is no game.
No game. But chess playing is just who I am.
Oh,
It's not a thought to it. It is, if I can't write a song about you, I'm not going to date you. I date men for songs.
oh,
Date or
Sleep with or
penetrate?
I do it all for songs.
oh, wow. She says she do it all for songs, right? Date, sex, all of that. She's doing it to make more music. She's doing it for the songs. But these are the women, though. She's begging and pleading for Black men to step up to the plate. She's telling these men to step to the plate and start these families and keep the family going. But right here, she's admitting, I date, I write these songs, I do this, I had sex, I'm trying to make some good music. Right? And don't forget, been proposed to 3 times, probably engaged 3 times.
I enjoy it. It's a thrill.
Who got the biggest banger then? See, we talking about songs. We talking. Who got the biggest, like, who on the Billboard Top 100?
Respectfully, my biggest selling album that I've ever written was about Idris Elba.
Oh!
And respectfully, respect to his wife. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I'm happy he's happy. But I've never written an album.
Somebody have got a song out you, but an album?
A whole album. But I respectfully sent him that
yeah.
album.
For
I
sure.
sent him that album.
And I want to be respectful. We do want to be respectful
Yes,
to his.
I would never.
All right, shout out to Idris Elba. Right, got a whole album out about him. I hope y'all just keeping track of all this. Now, this sister says she crying, begging, and pleading for black men to get right, get tight. But I want you guys to keep this in mind. This is her speaking, and shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she did a great job. She was a good sport. She was very transparent. But a lot of sisters think this way. Don't think that, oh, it's just not. No, I've dated and talked to a lot of women. I've married multiple. Let me tell you, a lot of them think the same way. A lot of them think the same way. Not exactly, right? You might tweak a few things here or there. But this is the mindset right here. This is the mindset. Let's go to the next clip.
I'm an 80s baby, so therefore I went through a situation where it was the titties, it was the breasts, right? The Playboy-esque body, the petite with the bangers.
What I got now.
Yeah. Then you go through an era of shots, butt shots.
Yeah.
Then it was everybody's trying to get the perfect J-Lo body, the perfect Kim K body, the perfect Beyonce body. And not to say that any of them have ever went under the needle, I'm not assuming, but this was the staple of what people's bodies was trying to be.
Yeah.
Now, those eras have now shifted to going back to natural, going back to petite, going back to skinny.
Yeah.
What happened to just the desire of enjoying the journey in the gym?
I don't gotta go to no damn gym.
Oh.
That shit is tired. That shit is draining. I be hungry. I be hurting.
Y'all hear that? She says she ain't going to the gym. She says she'd rather get the cosmetic. She'd rather go under the knife. You hear that?
I gotta go to no damn gym. Everybody want quick results, like microwaves, like microwave generation. Even in January, I had worked out 2 months straight. I was very proud of myself because of the dedication and the discipline. But did I enjoy it? Hell no. I never got to enjoy that.
Anything worth having is worth fighting for.
Anything worth having, I get it. It sounds cute and all,
No.
but that hurts.
It's supposed to.
And I don't enjoy it. No matter what type of music I put on, whatever, I be struggling.
You're supposed to struggle.
Yeah, I would much rather struggle in other things than purposely putting myself up to struggle.
Now,
Life is going to bring a struggle. Why would I want to dedicate a struggle at 8 o'clock in the morning at the gym? Life already gave a struggle.
You want to know what would help that?
What?
A young man. Young man, get on your campaign and be like, baby,
That's
come
why
on,
I don't
let's go
date young men.
No. A man. Hey,
I
baby,
don't date them.
come on.
They keep trying. It's like I be like I can start a whole team from my DM. The amount of young men. I'm not doing it. You're not finna drive me around the world.
You're not getting what I'm saying.
Oh,
what I'm
me.
saying, in essence, if you had a partner that is in agreement to saying, hey, this what we doing. Let's go about it this way. And accepting all flaws and all to say, baby, what we doing? Come on.
What we doing? We gonna go bake this pound cake. And
That's
we gonna
cheap
eat
now.
biscuits.
I love that.
I want to be healthy. And you know what? I need to do that. I get what you're saying.
That's it.
I get what you're saying.
Because when you see when you see certain situations, and God rest her soul, but
And he talks about DC Young Fly's wife in that part, as far as, you know, how she went under the knife and she didn't come back out alive, unfortunately, you know. Sad situation. But yeah, so K. Michelle, you know, she's had multiple surgeries and a lot of cosmetic surgery, all that stuff. And basically, you know, they're talking about working out. And you see her sentiment when it comes to working out. She said, man, I ain't going to that gym. And there are a lot of sisters who feel the exact same way. There's a lot of sisters that feel the exact same way. Let me pull up one more clip here. Forgot to bring it in. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, here it is.
have you ever dated outside your race?
Yes.
Yeah, so right here, she's going to talk about, you know, dating outside the race, this, that, and the third. Now, remember everything she said. She wants, you know, brothers to step up to the plate, create these families. Let's watch this clip.
That's all I would like to do.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
I always get in trouble for this over the past 3 years. I've always told my sisters to go where they are loved. And I've always told Black women to be open to dating, even outside of their race. I love Black love, and I would like that. But to see my African American women sitting around waiting on a Black man as he chooses whoever he wants to choose,
Do you look at that?
I do.
So if you look at that as a way, no matter what it is, this goes back to accountability.
Okay, give it to me.
If you look at the Black man that's in a relationship with another race as a side eye,
I don't look at it as a side.
Okay,
That's the thing.
okay, how do you look at it?
I want Black men to do, if they were a Black woman, to build a Black family. I'm not the girl that sits up there and looks at the Black man when he date a white woman or date someone and say, "Ooh, you can't do that." Normally, I don't even want them men. And I've always dated outside of my race.
What?
And I would like for Black women to be open to the people that like them. White men.
Hold on. She said that she's always dated outside of her race. Yet she's telling Black men to get on board and create more happy, healthy Black families, right? Strong bonds. But she's sitting here telling us that she's always dated outside her race. Now, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Now, me personally, I don't have an issue with people dating outside the race. In fact, I think more people should do it. But you will never hear me telling Black men and women to bond together, make stronger relationships and families, this, that, and the third. I more so will speak to people in general, right? And I will point out the different things that, you know, Black men and women have going on, different issues that need to be fixed within the community as they bond with each other, if they choose to do so, right? I'll point out flaws on both sides. But I wouldn't sit up here and tell them that they need to get together and get their mind right, while at the same time, I had no issue with men and women dating outside their race. And in fact, I would more so advise it for many folks. Let's keep going, y'all. This is getting kind of crazy.
And love me. Like, white men love me. And that is just the
Once
truth.
you go Black, deep,
That's just the truth.
as it's getting thrown back, you ain't never going back.
Yeah, they love me. And that's just always been what that is. Like,
I love that for you.
you do?
I swear on everything.
Tell me why you love that for me. Come on, friend.
I'm an opponent of happy. Be
Yeah.
happy. Go to,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
do, go be with whatever, whoever, whenever, as long, and as long as it incorporates happily,
Yeah.
then whatever.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're married.
I'm not
If you
out
can't
there
tell me that
being-
you're happily married, don't tell me you're in a relationship.
Oh, but they gonna tell you they married. I've been married, but you are miserable.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Frost Bistro. It reminds me of the Rashida and Kirk situation. They've been married for forever and they are miserable. That is horrible. And I just remember her yelling out saying, "You'll never be married." Well, not to that bullshit. You was right. You know? Don't just be
But right, so right there, that pretty much is talking about, you know, the importance of not just being married and not just being in a relationship, but being happily married or happily in a relationship. And I agree with that, right? As long as you guys are following God and being led by God, right? That's the main thing, right? But to wrap this up, right? So you guys see what's going on. She jumped out there. She wants black men to step up and create these strong families, right? But as you go through the interview, there's a little bit of contradiction there when she kind of talks about how, you know, she's been proposed to or engaged 3 times and she's never made it to the altar. And she doesn't like to work out. And she always, you know, has dated outside the race. So once you start unpacking things, you start to see like, hold on. I thought she was just crying and saying this and saying that. And the thing is, her number one choice probably is a black man. But the truth of the matter is, she cannot retain the black man she wants. Now, shout out to her. I have no issue with her. I think she's a beautiful young lady. She's got a lot of good things going for herself. She's got some businesses. You know, I think she's doing a great job out here in life in general. But when it comes to the relationship department, it doesn't seem like things are as consistent as they should be. Now, I think she says she's currently dating an athlete, and they've been together right now for about 8 months, right? So shout out to her. But you know, there's a lot to unpack. But as far as men, black women and black men bonding, there's a lot that needs to take place for that to successfully happen. Now, there are a lot of great women out here who are married, and there are a lot of great women out here who are single and waiting to, you know, be married. There are a lot of sisters out here who do make good candidates. Let me say that. But a lot of times in this day and age, a lot of black men and women are bumping heads because a lot of the women are making more money. And a lot of brothers, in some cases, need to step it up. So that's there. But also, the brothers who are doing well are running into these sisters, some doing well financially, some are not. But these women are caught up in social media. They're very superficial. These women, a lot of them don't truly follow God like they say they do, meaning they're not submissive to a man. They're not cooperative with a man. They don't truly believe that a man is the head of them. Like they don't really subscribe to any of that, which is all biblical, right? But a lot of those women, once you link up with them and bond with them and start doing life with them, things start to switch up, right? And they become these big time feminists, right? And they start to get out of their feminine energy, right? They get out of their feminine energy and they want to run the show and do all this other stuff, right? And again, a lot of them don't keep up with their health. A lot of them don't keep up with their appearance, their hair, their weight, you know, their skin care, the way they're dressing. A lot of these things fall off after a while. But it is what it is, right? But hopefully they can get right. But now it ain't all on the men. It ain't all on the men. A lot of these women gonna have to learn how to cooperate and follow a man's lead. A lot of these women have to learn what it really truly looks like to follow God. Me and you guys do too. A lot of y'all brothers, y'all need to learn how to follow God as well and do so, right? You need to adhere to God's program And then you need to get that woman to adhere to your program as a man. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Like the video, share the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. I can be off. And remember, subscribe. Speaks to Beast. We're growing fast. Come on, guys. Let's build a tribe over here. I want to put some panels together. I want to do some lives. Let's have these conversations. Let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. I appreciate y'all for watching. Remember this. Keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed.